321 meters. It soars higher than the Eiffel Tower.
Overall, Dubai has 18 completed and topped out buildings that rise at least 300 meters in height, which is more than any other city in the world. Dubai has 73 completed and topped out buildings that rise at least 200 meters in height. For anyone who has visited Dubai, you immediately marvel at the architectural wonders on display, the height and shapes of those buildings and how they seem to defy gravity. However, my treatise today is not about the height or beauty of these buildings. It is about the foundation and plan behind them. You see, those buildings can only stand because the foundation was solid, and those who built the foundation followed a detailed engineering design, which was based on the plan of an architect. It all started with a plan. In the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep. And the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the waters, and God said, "Let there be light." And there was light. And God saw the light, that it was good, and God divided the light from the darkness. And God said, "Let there be light in the firmament of the heaven, to divide the day from the night. And let them be for signs and for seasons, and for days and years." And God said, "Let us make man in our image, after our likeness, and let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over the cattle, and over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth." So God created man in his own image. In the image of God created he him. Male and female created he them. And God blessed them, and God said unto them, "Be fruitful and multiply, and replenish the earth, and subdue it, and have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over every living thing that moved upon the earth." Every building has a foundation, and the depth and structure of the foundation depends on the plan. How many floors? How many rooms? How many occupants? What is the building footprint? What load will it carry? What kind of materials will be used, etc.? These are some of the questions the engineer uses in designing the structure of the building as he studies the building plan. The architect has already finished his plan, and ultimately it is the engineer who gets to execute this beautiful design, and it all starts with the foundation. In the case of Dubai, the vision was to build a world-class city that will attract millions of tourists from all over the world to see architectural wonders and excellence displayed. They wanted to create a city that could only be seen or heard of in fairy tales, and of course wanted to ensure that they were in the Guinness Book of World Records for all the right reasons. This picture of Dubai, the world marvels at, started with a plan that was executed flawlessly. At different milestones, they will review their vision statement, and if it wasn't working, they will stop, make necessary adjustments, pull down the wall, partition or building if necessary, so as to ensure they kept with the master plan. At over 828 meters and more than 160 stories, Burj Khalifa, also known as Burj Dubai, is the tallest building in the world. Over 45,000 cubic metric of concrete weighing more than 110,000 tons were used to construct the concrete and steel foundation, which features 192 piles buried more than 50 meters deep. To give you a better understanding of what 50 meters deep means, that's about 16 floors below the surface of the earth, and the height of about 828 meters is equivalent to about half a mile. Imagine that. This building was designed to withstand any force of nature, natural disaster, anything. Let's consider the Nigerian master plan briefly. We are told about the British amalgamation of 1914 and that the plan of the British was to create a territory easy for them to manage their commercial interests. Their only plan was how to exploit the people and resources of this geographical expression now called Nigeria for the benefit of the British Empire. They succeeded, and successive governments after independence followed suit with that plan of exploiting the nation, people, and resources for personal benefit. The plan of God for mankind was simple and yet elaborate. He was deliberate and methodical about everything he did. After the separation of land from sea, he reviewed his work and saw that it was good, and then moved on to the next stage, which was for the earth to bring forth grass, the herb yielding seed, and the fruit tree yielding fruit after its kind. After this was done, he reviewed it and saw that it was good, before he moved to the next stage. This is similar to what will happen in construction when the town planning authorities come and review each stage of construction and ensure it is in line with the approved plan and meets all the building codes before you are approved to go on to the next stage. In every plan we make in life, be it marriage, having children, school of choice, place of work, that business, that constitution, that election, that relationship, what is the original plan? What is the thinking behind the plan? How have you adjusted the plan at every milestone if it's not working? Do you know it is okay to start again from the beginning if it's not working out? How deep is your foundation? Have you built it to last and weather any and all storms? What materials have you used to build your foundation? The serpent messed up God's plan and he made adjustments. When he was still not happy with the world, he used the flood to destroy it and start again, because the world was not in conformity with his master plan. The wise man follows the approved plan, and every plan ties into a master plan. So in most cities, you will find that not only will they check that your design is built to last, they also check that it conforms with the master plan of the city. So God is the master architect, and because he gave man free will, we are all architects and engineers executing our plans, dreams, and visions. The obvious next question is, does your plan conform with God's master plan? We all know the story of Tower of Babel and how their plans to build a tower that will get up to heaven didn't align with God's master plan. So he caused them to all start speaking different languages and thus thwarted their plans. To follow God's master plan, you have to know what it is and be in it before you even start building or planning. This we will examine next week. But before I go, let me leave you with this thought. 16.7 million tourists visited Dubai in 2019. And their plan was to have 20 million tourists this year. That's the year 2020. How many tourists have visited Dubai this year? God bless you all.